Hi, I'm Escuril, and today we're going to discuss about stocks and bonds. Now that we have discussed what ROI means, I'm now going to show you how we can solve it. So here is an example problem. Imagine you own a stock in a corporation that recently paid you annual dividends of 50 pesos per share. What is the total stock ROI if the original price per share was 2,000 pesos and the current price per share is 2,050 pesos? In order to calculate for it, we are going to use this formula. Now we're going to plug all of the given values into this formula so it would look like this. So the total stock ROI is 5%, and that's how we can calculate the total stock ROI. Now let's move on in getting the dividend yield. In order to get this, here is the formula for it. Now I'm going to show you an example problem so we can solve for the dividend yield. As you can see, we just plugged all of the given values to the formula. The annual dividend per share is 15, while the current stock price per share is 150. We're just going to divide it, which will result in 10%. The next topic that I will discuss is about the current yield and buyer's return. I will show you how we can calculate these two. The first step is to know the formula for current yield and buyer's return. Here is the formula. Now that we have seen the formulas, I'm going to show you an example problem. Determine the yield and return for the buyer of a 3-year 3% bond of 2 million pesos face value if on the date it is purchased from its original owner. First, we're going to get it on a par. Second one is for 1,970,000, and lastly, 2.1 million pesos. For the first letter, we're going to plug all of the values to the formula. So it's going to be 0.03 times 2 million face value divided by 2 million, which will equals to 3%. To get the buyer's return, we are going to add the 2 million face value to the 3% bond times 2 million face value times 3 years less than the 2 million face value, which will equals to 180,000 pesos. Buyer's return. For letter B, we're just going to repeat the process, but the denominator to get to the current yield will change to 1,970,000, which is the given for letter B. This will equal to 3.05%. Next is to get the buyer's return. It will be 2 million plus 0.03 times 2 million times 3 minus 1,970,000 equals to 210,000 pesos. Lastly, we're going to get the current yield for 2.1 million pesos. The current yield for this would be 0.03 times 2 million divided by 2,100,000 is equals to 2.86%. The buyer's return will be 2 million plus 0.03 times 2 million times 3 minus 2,100,000 equals to 80,000 pesos. And that's how we can get the current yield and buyer's return.